Ooh, that was some big shit, I'm not gonna lie. But at least I have a new Call of Duty idea now. Can't wait for the meeting. Anybody have any new ideas? Yes, me, sir. How about Call of Duty in space? See, John, that's why your wife left you. What the fuck, sir? And you're fired. Okay, I guess I'll take my kid and leave. Wait, where are my kids, sir? Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is often described as the worst or one of the worst Call of Duties ever. So, is the hate justified? Well, let's see what Call of Duty Infinite Warfare cooked for us. Let me choose the difficulty. Okay, the sun, the moon, the stars with... Okay, why is there a subtitle for the already highlighted headline? Okay.
We're greater than she could supply.
What is this? Star Wars? Holy shit, is that Mars?
But the distance gave
Guys, I'd rather play these rather than see them. Holy shit, look at the graphics. Oh my god, and it's smooth as well. Can you believe that? My 3060 RTX can run this game super smoothly. Oh, is that Jon Snow? Holy shit, that is Jon Snow. This is not the wall, buddy. You haven't changed a bit, you sucker. Wait, is that Conor McGregor? I'm not sure yet. Okay. Holy shit, no! He smashed his head! What the hell? Holy shit! Connor and Jon Snow? What is this? Met Gala? Oh shit, I guess we're in danger. Holy shit. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So pretty much there's like an organization which called the SDF don't want the Earth to take resources from them, so they fight us back and you, player, have to stop them. So many things wrong with that introduction to the game, and it definitely give you a wrong preview for what the game has. Number one, back in the day we used to actually play the beginning, not told to us like a fairy tale or a movie, and there's a lot of talking. We like to play the beginning, feel the danger. When you tell me something, oh, don't go there, it's dangerous, it's not enough. I'm here to experience why it's dangerous. I don't know the SDF, I don't give a fuck about them. How did they get there? Why do they hate us? So many unanswered questions. And why is the game in this year exactly? What happened to the other 15 Call of Duties before it? Why it's not connected? So many unanswered questions. But leaving that aside, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare story is actually a pretty good one, except the introduction. You have some pretty amazing characters, like the Captain, Reyes, the protagonist. It's hard to say this, but I think he's my favorite protagonist in any Call of Duty. And he does feel like a captain.
So who has the con, Gator?
As the highest ranking officer on board, I believe you do, sir.
And all of the other characters are full of life, and I'm definitely gonna care or give a shit when they get hurt. And you have the robot Ethan, which is definitely a fan favorite. He's pretty cool and has a lot of personality to him, definitely more than me when I'm around girls.
You know I get stage fright, right, sir?
You got feelings, Ethan?
I do, Lieutenant. I do. I carry the brain of a human farmer.
Holy shit, are you serious?
No, ma'am, not at all.
You got you, Lieutenant.
Did not.
And the game has a pretty lengthy and super good looking and nice cutscenes.
For the indomitable Captain John Alder.
The captain is dead.
Long live the captain.
Hey, Nick,
Yeah.
you can do this. You're the best we've got.
But the game definitely suffered from few flaws here and there, which makes me not consider it the best COD or even top 3 CODs. Like, the game seems way too straightforward and way too formal. Back in the day, Call of Duty used to have humor, used to have characters you can have fun with, but in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, pretty much everyone is too formal in the mission, except maybe Ethan, which is a robot, ironically enough.
Don't you know all this, Ethan?
I do, Captain. I found the Lieutenant's voice soothing.
But as I said, there is a cool character development here, like this one.
Deserving attempted humor, sir.
Don't call me sir, I work for a living. Check your bot, Captain, before I throw him out of the airlock. See what those things can do.
Let's bring Ethan with us. I want him on the team.
Right, guys! Eyes on me! As far as Ethan goes, I will personally vouch for this stiff metal motherfucker! He's one of us! Ethan! What's the Navy's official policy for a gunfight?
Send in the Marine!
As for you, Captain,
And the characters definitely don't react that well when you finish a mission or something.
There's our ace. Solid moves out there, sir.
Captain has the con. Salvaging teams are finishing up now, sir. Good work out there.
And Call of Duty Infinite Warfare has arguably the worst villain, which is pretty sad to say, consider they bring a pretty good actor. That being said, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare story is a pretty good one. It's definitely one of the better ones in the series, but it's nowhere near Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2. And the ending? Oh man, I cried like a baby. And I know you're gonna say, oh, you're a man, how you gonna cry? Trust me, it'll touch your heart. So that's it about the story. Pretty cool story, I must say. And the biggest issue with it is that it's not connected to any other Call of Duty, which is a huge takeaway from the story. I'm very sure if that's the second installment or the third installment, it would be the best Call of Duty story. But the story is definitely the most emotional cut ever. A lot of times I was just scared for the characters and I watched them like a baby, especially with the music that keep playing. Sometimes Infinite Warfare definitely feels like the best game ever. So that's it about the story. Pretty cool story, I must say, but it do suffer from some flaws. I'm a horror fan, and every time horror franchise go to space, it's like death kiss to the series, but Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is definitely not that. So pretty much you're in 3 different areas in Infinite Warfare. Let's start with the land. Holy shit, is the combat in Infinite the best in the series ever. The guns are the best because in Black Ops 3 you were shooting metal, but here the game does feel like you're shooting something. And oh boy, you should hear the sound of the headshots and the combat in this game. Take a listen. I adore this combat system, and I adore the alternative weapons that you have. And you pretty much get to use your loadout. You can use different guns, you can use a secondary weapon, lethal grenades, tactical grenades, and you can upgrade them. And I especially like how all the guns shoot a laser. The guns definitely have a special taste.
10 o'clock. Clear. All clear.
You have pretty much 4 different frags. I'm gonna mention some of them. The frag grenade, you have the robot grenade. It's pretty much a robot which will follow the enemy. And the shock grenade, you can shock the enemies and make them unable to move and then kill them. And you can use anti-gravity grenade, its name explained. And you have all the tactical grenades. You have a shield, which is super useful. And you can hack into robots with the hacking technique, which is pretty useful. And you can self-destruct while hacking. That's pretty much all the important grenades. And the grenades does have a lot of value to it. My problem with the grenades that it'll get repetitive super quickly, but in the end game, shooting on land definitely felt some kind of repetitive, and the game definitely needed some more lone mission, because all the time they scream at you and 100 people speak, and it's easy to get overwhelmed with this game. But the game is definitely gory, just as Black Ops 3, but here they use it in the right time. In Black Ops 3, every mission has some gory scene in it, but in this one, it's definitely well used. But the game does have some weird boost rig sound, which is the EXO pretty much. I don't know why they changed this. It was pretty good in Black Ops 3. But on land, the game does suffer from all the things that Call of Duty suffer from, which is follow mission and stealth missions. They are pretty damn boring. Okay, that's the first combat type, which is on land. Now into the second one, which is using your guns in space. I like this to some degree. You can pretty much grapple hook your way through different covers, and you can use your grapple hook to suffocate them in space. And the grenades have a different use here in the space, so that was cool. I liked the gunfights on space. It was pretty innovative. Now into the last one, and arguably the special thing about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the spaceship fights. Let me put this first. If you can make your game game different to a previous one in Call of Duty, I'm already kinda satisfied. So I like having the spaceship fights, but it does suffer from a lot of problems. Number one, you have all the different guns that you can use. You can pretty much use your light weapon, which has a high rate of fire, and you can use your heavy weapon, which has of course low rate of fire but higher damage, and you can use missiles. So my problem with the spaceship fights is that the system that it has, which is an auto-aim system, is a pretty dumb direction to have. You see that little square, you have to shoot in it, and it's pretty damn hard, and it does sometimes depend on luck because some airships move very fast while others move slower, and I can pretty much use my missiles and keep resupplying and use them again. So it's not hard at all, and even when I get shot a lot, I can just run away while using boost and then come back. You can destroy destroyers or aces planes, and it do be fun sometimes, but the majority of the time it's pretty much generic and not that well developed. So that's pretty much the three main systems that you can fight in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare: on land using guns, on space using guns, and using your airship in space. And there's a few things that I like the danger indicator for the explosive cars or the grenades, plus the HUD to the weapon every time you pick a new weapon. It's very cool. You also have side missions, which are the Jackal Strike, which is pretty much ship's mission. You have to destroy different variety of things in it, and you have the ship assault, which is pretty much self-explained. You get to assault a ship, and this one has some very innovative things and innovative missions. At some point you have to use stealth in order for them to not execute the hostages, and that was pretty cool. And at some point you have to go undercover in an enemy ship, which was pretty cool. But what Call of Duty Infinite Warfare suffer from is their repetitiveness. So in every mission you have to go to the ship and ready your boost, and then press shift, and then watch this dumb cutscene, and then after you come back you have to return to your ship, and you have to wait for a stupid cutscene, and you have to watch the news and then come back. Oh my god, like you have to do this thing about some 20 times or 25 times, and it's a short game. In Elden Ring it doesn't have that problem because you can pretty much just fast travel to your hub, but in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare it has no such a thing. So the repetitiveness of this game definitely is an issue, and it's my biggest takeaway from the game. But overall, pretty innovative gameplay. I liked everything except for the things I highlighted earlier, and it does bring something new to the table, which I highly respect. And I'm not gonna talk much about the technical side of Call of Duty Infinite. It's obviously pretty good looking game. In fact, I was very stunned the first time I saw the graphics. It definitely has the most sheer amount of things that you can see in one scene. And the space theme is definitely a cool theme that you can use in Call of Duty, and it did work because the game honestly is the best looking Call of Duty game, and the optimization was pretty cool. I'm surprised that I can run a 2016 game on the maximum settings, which I should because I have an RTX. And you have different details which everybody loved, like in Call of Duty Infinite the men are taller than women, and some other detail in the ship and on the boost rig that I like very much. However, the animation was sometimes glitchy, which I didn't appreciate, but it didn't happen that often. So that's it about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare campaign, which is definitely one of the better ones. It has a pretty good story but undeveloped well, and it definitely need more sequels for it. And the gameplay is a pretty damn good, except maybe for the repetitiveness, and technically it's a very good game. If I'm understanding correctly, there is a magician and a couple of dumb teenagers go to him to watch a movie in a theater, but it turns out he sacrificed his blood to put them inside the movie or something. So you get transported into this space land map. So that was a pretty cool transition to have, to give us just a little bit more about the characters and how did they end up in this map. So the zombies in Infinite Warfare is pretty damn cool actually. So we never got this theme before, and the comedy theme in the zombies is well merged, I have to say. You have all the Infinite Warfare guns, and you have the coins, which pretty much you can insert them in a machine. It gives you a special power with a lot of cool perks to have, like your health regenerate faster, or the last 10 zombies that hit you will get burned. And there's a lot of cool perks as well, like every time you reload, a zombie gets shot if he hits you. I just didn't like the ideas they have a lot of engines to power up, and trust me, everything in this game needed power to run. So yeah, I like the zombies of Infinite Warfare very much. I will more than happy to play the other maps, but unfortunately I have only one map, so I enjoyed it. I would play more if I had more players, but unfortunately the game is pretty dead. But cool zombies. So that's it about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare has criminally underrated campaign with a lot of cool characters and the gameplay like never before in Call of Duty, and cool side missions, but suffers from it being the first entry, so you don't have a lot of build up, and the villain is pretty dumb, and the gameplay definitely feels repetitive sometimes, especially in the ship, and the ship warfare isn't well developed. And the cool, actually a very cool zombie mode, I didn't expect that I like it that much, and I'll be definitely playing more zombies. And about the multiplayer, I'm sorry, but it's dead. It's arguably the most hated Call of Duty, so I can never go back to it. Be sure to watch my other videos and take care.